Thank you, Shivaniji. Madam Sujata Koirala, Chairperson of GPK Foundation, Deputy Chief of Mission of Chinese Embassy in Nepal, Professor from Fudan University and Professor from Sichuan University, Chairperson of Nepal-China Friendship Forum, professors, scholars, and dear participants. First of all, I would like to extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to the organizer for inviting me here to speak on the pertinent issue of the time. I don't have that kind of liberty like our professor, who very nicely outspoken about the geopolitics, about the rivalries, as I am representing ruling party of the Prime Minister. Our both of professor, they truly deserve thanks for their outspoken views here. They spoke very nicely, like in a classroom. Thank you, Professor. Some of your idea I like. I accept that. I would like to buy, but I am confident that you will understand my limitation of representing the ruling political party. So our friends, they have already stated about the pros and cons of Nepal-China relationship, including South Asian rivalries and geopolitical situation of Nepal. Today, I am not going to speak about all those issues, and I would like to confine myself on the given topic, what would be the further way after the visit of our Prime Minister to China. As you all know, our Prime Minister is, our Prime Minister is able to create a national consensus here. One of our professors said there will be dispute among the ruling political parties in Nepal. That is a perspective, that is a narrative here in Nepal political party. They don't have consensus on the particular issue, including especially focusing on foreign relations. But this is the first time where our Prime Minister was able to create a national consensus, not only inside the ruling coalition, but he invited the opposition leaders, the former prime ministers, former foreign minister, and very nicely he laid the issue. And this is the first time in Nepal we can see the national consensus on any foreign agenda. That is the BRI. So BRI is the national consensus and BRI is the national commitment. This is not the agenda of my party and of my Prime Minister only. In 2017, there was a government, coalition government of Nepali Congress and CPU and Maoist. They decided to sign on BRI. And now we two major political party of Nepal, Nepali Congress and CP and UML, we have joined the government. We are running the government. And no doubt we have many differences in many political issues, including international relations. But our Prime Minister wisely created that kind of situation where all the political party, we are on the same page. This is the one of the fundamental things, and this is the one of the fundamental issue where we are ready to implement BRI. Finally, we be able to sign BRI, and now it is time to go for the implementation. Our professor, he highlighted about the foreign interference. The best answer to the foreign interference is the smooth implementation of the BRI. We can answer them only after smoothly implementing the BRI project. It has already been 7 years. We did nothing. Yes, there are many regions. We faced the COVID, very unprecedented calamities here. Here are many incidents which led us to political instability. Many ups and downs, but the reality is that we spent 7 years without doing nothing. So now it is time for the smooth implementation of BRI. We have listed 10 projects under BRI. I am not going to say some of them are less important, but I say out of them two are more important. The one is Nepal-China railway construction. Professor from Fudan, he nicely stated, he told about the China-Laos railways. As I remember, that is 422 kilometers long. But we will have a railway from China to Kathmandu only 72 kilometers. And it is a dream of Nepali people since Chairman Mao. I have gone through some books of history and I have found that there is a citation of Chairman Mao about the railway construction to Nepal. Chairman Mao envisioned that one day there would be possibility of having railways to Nepal from China. Now it is time of President Xi Jinping. We sincerely hope that the dream led by Chairman Mao will be implemented by President Xi Jinping. We have already had pre-feasibility study of railway construction. Now China is doing feasibility study of the railways construction, and I think by 2026 it will be completed. Recently, Nepal and China had a meeting in China about discussion about this railway project. So only that railway project may change the landscape of Nepal-China relationship. We talked a lot in many issues. China is helping in many issues here, in many projects. We are always thankful to China, no doubt. But we should have that kind of project which can change the landscape of Nepal-China relationship. That may be the railway project. For China, as being the second largest railway network in the world, having the largest railway network of the bullet train, it is not that big matter. It is not big deal. But it is big deal for Nepal. If you go for that project, that will change our modality of the relationship. I sincerely hope that both of the country, leader of the both country, they are aware about that fact. The second one is the construction of the cross-border transmission line. This time, out of 10, one most important project is cross-border transmission line. Why I am saying about the cross-border transmission line? Because we have only two neighbors. Our southern neighbor, they have already decided that they will not buy power from Nepal if there is a Chinese investment. We have the potential sector that hydropower can be produced, and that is only one way to get the foreign investment, to get the foreign currency here in Nepal. We don't have sufficient money to produce hydropower ourselves. We don't have good experience from Indian side. I am from Dailek, and you have already known about Upper Karnali hydropower. For last 15 years, nothing has been done in this project. And Western investors, they will not come here by crossing India. So we have only one hope, that is China. And if Chinese investors invest here, that power will not be bought by India. So what will we do? For that purpose, we should have a cross-border transmission line to China. I think we have already encircled by investment blockade this time by India. They themselves, they don't want to invest in Nepal, especially in hydropower, and they have decided not to buy the hydropower if Chinese investment is there. So what does it mean? So it is mandatory that we should have a cross-border transmission line to China, and we should look for the potentiality of hydropower project in Nepal. Recently, I have heard a very good news. There is a financial closure of $1.2 billion investment in Nepal by Chinese investor. This is the first time in the history, the huge amount of investment they have signed. So if they don't have their market here, so how can they invest here? This should be one of the serious questions for me. So after the visit of the Prime Minister, we have now new hope. Hopefully we will be able to implement all the projects in time-bound frame. One of the major challenge of our country, we are facing here, no project has been completed within given time. Even Chinese investment, even done by Chinese contractor. We know better about China. China has a huge potentiality and capacity to fulfill the project even before the given time. Many of our friends, we have visited China and we have seen there is tremendous change in development within 2-3 years. But in Nepal, we don't have a very good experience about the completing the project on given time. Yes, we have some problems. There is the issue of land acquisition, the protest, the materials. From our side, that should be completed or that should be cleared. From Chinese side, the sentiment of this Nepali people, this sentiment should be taken into consideration. That will give an example that how Nepal and China can successfully do project together. I'm not going to talk about the changing world order now. What is the rivalry between China and India, how China and America, they are competing and how they are collaborating at the same time. But as a Nepali citizen, as a Nepali political cadre, we are very sensitive and we are very careful to conduct our foreign relations on our own. I appreciate the ideas of my Chinese friend. They advised that don't go competition with others. Don't make enemy, make friends. So we accepted MCC also. We are now accepting BRI. We have our two big friends. They have two big ambitions. They have a big population. They have a big economy. They have a big military. They have a big geography, and we know they have a big ambitions also. It is not time of time of using the card. Now it is a time of smart card. So Nepal is not of that mindset. We can use card against each other of our neighbors. Our neighbors, they have many agendas to go together and they have many agendas to fight against each other also. We see, the first and the second population of the world, even they don't have the direct flight for 4 years. The visit of each other country, it has been stopped after, I think, 1962. After the war of 1962, they had no ambassadorial represent in the capitals for 16 years in Beijing and Delhi. Almost like that situation they are facing now, and it is happy that they are now coming to the consensus. President Xi and Prime Minister Modi, they shake the hand in Russia, and now they are having more conversation in high level. And we hope that they will have a smooth relation as soon as possible, and Nepal will also be benefited from that kind of relationship. We always wish peace, harmony, stability and tranquility in the region. Nepal doesn't have that kind of ambitions. We don't say we are a small state, but we are a small power. We better understand our limitation. At the same time, we better understand our advantage also. Being a never colonized country, Nepal is very able to maintain Nepal's international relation by its own. That is our proud. And we sincerely appreciate the cooperation, the collaboration extended by our northern friend China. I think when we establish diplomatic relationship between Nepal and China, we don't have any kind of problem. And our relationship is problem-free relationship, we can say proudly. So we want to strengthen the relationship day by day. Once again, I would like to thank organizer. I would like to welcome Chinese friend here in Kathmandu, Professor. I am particularly delighted and benefited from your frank speaking here. I have many good Chinese friends. They use few words, limited words. But today, probably this is the first time I heard very frank speech here. Being in Nepal, speaking about India, speaking about China. It's a good thing to hear from you. And we'll have a more discussion, we'll have a more collaboration. We'll have a, we will clear our misunderstanding. And after all, our goal is to strengthen Nepal-China relationship. Now this relationship should be translated into action. The BRI may be one of the pool to translate our friendship into action. I sincerely thanks again. Thank you.